Bravo 007, turn right, heading 185, reduce speed 180 knots.
185 on the heading, 180 on the speed Gulf Air 007.
Speedbird 124, reduce speed 160 knots to 40 me.
Reduce 160 to 4, speed 124.
Hello there guys, Matt here. Hope you are indeed all well and welcome back to another FSX video. Today we're down in Gibraltar in the newly released Airbus A319. You saw the A319 on my channel a couple of weeks back, and then you saw the A318, and now we're back in the 19 because you seem to thoroughly enjoy it. We're in the Easyjet livery again, and we are going to fly from here up to Liverpool. I'll leave the PFPX flight plan underneath the video, so you can go and view that should you wish to. This was recorded on Twitch, so this is not live. This is done directly from the live stream, just with the overlay and everything else cut out. So it's going to be a non-live commentary, although I'm kind of watching the video myself and then talking over the top. Some people said you liked it, some people said you didn't, and some people said you didn't really care. So there we go. I'm going to mix it up a bit, but for the times when I'm live streaming, so you don't miss out on that, I will be making videos out of that platform as well. So everything is ready to go really. We're on VATSIM, and the call sign is something along the lines of EZ296 Charlie. So let's get this show on the road. First things first, over to the right MCDU, and we can load the load sheet. We've already done this before I started recording, so it was all pretty much ready to go. The usual stuff, because I'm lazy, allowing the checklists to do their thing. And yeah, it's all standard stuff. I mean, we can do it without the checklist, but it's really lazy flying to let the checklist run their thing. I might start doing videos with this without the checklists, or maybe I should invest in FS2 crew and give it another try. I'm not quite sure. I don't really know yet. Anyway, about Gibraltar, before we get going, and while it's running through the checklist, it's a pretty short runway, and for that, because of how heavy we are, I am going to take a huge guess based on YouTube videos that I've watched and say that we are going to use flap 3 and not very much in the way of derating. I ran it through this little program that I have, and it said that we'll be fine. It said that we'll be departing with about 150 meters of runway remaining, which I guess for this sort of length of runway is pretty suitable. So we're just going to go with flap 3, and we're going to see how it works. If not, this video is going to end prematurely in the sea, and if it does, then we'll be on our way to Liverpool. The weather looks actually quite nice. Once we're out of here, there's a little bit of weather just out to the north-west of where we are. But after that, it's pretty smooth until we enter the UK. The UK at the moment, or at the time of the video and still now, is being obliterated by bad weather. So it wasn't too clever, but we managed to take a look at the forecast, and it was okay. It wasn't too bad. We can expect into Liverpool a visual approach. The base of the clouds is 2,800 feet, so we can go for a visual approach into the westerly runway, runway 27. Pretty fun, pretty close. Autopilot I'll get rid of quite early on. We'll do a bit of fun flying instead of constantly using the autopilot. Anyway, init page is done. The company route's been imported, as you just saw then, and we are just waiting for GSX and everything to sort itself out, and then we can push back from the stand. We are looking at a flight time today of 2 hours and 30 minutes, cruising at flight level 380, no step climbs, and we are looking at a moderate crosswind of about 30 knots. So good flying, good flying. It's always good flying on flight sim, never feels too bad. No ATC, so we just stick the default transponder code in, and it was pretty early when I recorded this actually, so I didn't really get a chance to to fly with ATC,
Captain,
sadly.
the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
And there we go. Everything is ready to go.
let's do
So
the
we
before
just need
start
to
checklist.
do the checklists, and then we'll get
Windows and
GSX to
Closed
push
and
us
locked.
back.
APU,
Set on.
APU bleed,
I'm actually recording this after I went to Cosford. I'm going to do a vlog about Cosford. If you don't know what Cosford is even, or was, it is the, I'm going to say the biggest flight simulator show in the UK. May not be true, but I feel like it was. Yeah, I went there and, well, I'm still a little bit shell-shocked as to how well it went. It was a very surreal experience. But I will vlog about it, so you will be completely in the loop of what happened. But yeah, it was a very nice day, and if I did meet you and you said hi, thank you very much for having the courage to come and say hi, because I know a lot of people kept tweeting me and telling me that they wanted to say hi but they didn't have the confidence to. So if you were one of those people, then I don't really know what to say. You were more than welcome to come and say hi. I can't force you to do that though, otherwise that would be a bit weird. But yeah, it was a great day, and I met some awesome people, figured out some awesome things, spoke to some great developers, and yeah, I am going to be going there every year. It's very, very good. Anyway, checklist is good. Just waiting for some things from... are we waiting for GSX here, or are we wait? Oh, there we go. There's a Jet 2 at the side of us. I remember. He was going to fly with us, but then he decided against it. And there's a mandatory wing view. Looking at that said Jet 2. Okay, this is what we were waiting for.
Go ahead, sir.
We were waiting for the checklist.
Okay, ground. We have ATC
The
clearance for start
checklist
and
was
the
in the way.
taxi
It
now.
was
So
pushing
please
back.
confirm ground equipment and services are clear.
Roger. You're off from the trucks today, Captain, so your ground equipment and stairs are clear and all doors are closed. Ready when you are.
The seagulls are actually getting quite annoying
Is
now.
okay.
Oh yeah, this is the new GSX update. You see it says locking gear. It never used to do that before. It's got some yeah, it's got some new features and it's pretty nice. Okay, let us push back. It was actually funny, on the stream that this was recorded from, I was actually playing safety music at this point. That's why I wasn't really doing very much, but it's the way I have it set up is that I record from my main PC and I stream from my second PC, which allows me to do more streaming and recording at the same time. Works quite well, although I will say something. I feel like when I'm not concentrating completely on just video production, the quality somewhat lacks personally. However, I've not had any complaints yet, and the moment I do is the moment I stop doing it that way. You seem to be quite content with watching stuff that's already been broadcast elsewhere.
Engine 2
Because,
is
well, I
stabilized.
mean, there's 5,000 of you on Twitch, and there's 16,000 here on YouTube, so I guess there is... Yeah, there's no way that everyone will have seen it, so I guess that's why there's no complaints. But just starting the engines, I have the cabin crew enabled on this one, which I don't normally do, and I also have the first officer maybe disabled. I can't remember. If you hear random coughing, then I have it enabled, and he sounds like he's not very well, as someone pointed out in one of the previous videos.
Engine
But yeah,
1
I've not had any complaints, and so we'll just keep going with that until people
And that's
complain,
a good
and I
start
change
on
it up a
both
bit more,
engines.
and we go
All
around in
systems
circles
are
and circles
normal.
and circles.
Thank you for your help and all clear. We see you for signal on the right, please.
Engines have
Roger,
started.
all clear signals.
I
See you on the
initially
right.
thought I'd push back the right way. It turns out I'd actually pushed the wrong way. We're departing off runway 09, which is the way we're facing, so technically we should be pushing back to the other way. But mean, it's not really a problem. It's Gibraltar, it's tiny, so you just taxi onto the runway and then just taxi down it. For those of you that have the Gibraltar scenery, someone in my chat mentioned that if you set your nav2 to 108.0, then the cars and the trucks and everything that cross the runway will stop when you approach them, which is very, very useful, because I didn't do that when I landed here. We flew down from Gatwick, and I didn't do that, and as I touched down, cars started crossing the runway, which was not fun. Oh well, never mind.
After
Now
start,
everything
checklist, please.
is good, just waiting for the checklist, which has just
Engine
been
mode
called
selected.
now.
Set.
APU bleed,
Set off.
APU master,
Set off.
ground spoilers,
Set.
rudder trim,
Checked 0.
pitch trim,
Set.
flight controls,
This is the best part, moving the joystick. Before, that's what she said.
Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
check, flaps,
Flaps free.
anti-ice,
All off.
ECAM status,
Checked.
ECAM door page,
Checked.
hand signal,
Received.
checklist complete.
Excelente. Okay, well, that means we can taxi. Now, again, we are on VATSIM, but there is nothing in the way of traffic apart from that Jet 2, which didn't seem to be going anywhere. So it's just a case of moving forward and then taxiing onto runway 27, backtracking, spinning it around, and then away we go. A little bit of info for you. I always was under the assumption that when you take off an Airbus, be it flap config 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually you can't take off with 4, but whichever config that you so desire,
And the taxiing checklist.
because the Airbus is so nose
light.
light, there's not very much weight at the
Set on.
front. They
Brake
always put the nose down a little
Pedal
bit.
pressed.
I think they said
0.
5 degrees. I can't
Check.
remember the exact
Auto
pitch,
brakes.
but basically you push the
Max.
nose down forward
Takeoff data,
when you apply takeoff power, and it
Reviewed.
stops it from sort of
FCU.
cocking
Checked.
back on itself.
flight instruments,
And then when you get to
Checked.
80 knots, you
Checked.
slowly put it back to
TO
neutral,
config.
and then you should
Set.
be okay.
checklist complete.
So yeah, that's probably didn't do it in this video, but I thought it was worth mentioning. And for those of you that are like crying about flap 3, I do believe, I am under a fair assumption that they do use flap 3, and if they don't, then they do now, because I just told them that they did. But yeah, bit of Airbus knowledge for you there. It's not like a Boeing where everything is done manually, it's all computerized. So, entering runway 27 from the next right here, and then we'll just taxi down, turn around, and away we go. I was trying to grab the runway distance, but I couldn't find the chart for it, so my Navigraph subscriptions ran out. I need to renew it. At the time of this recording, it was actually still in full swing, but this was done at least a week ago. I can't remember. I'm kind of backlogged with footage at the moment, so you're going to see a lot of this type of flying until I'm back into the swing of things. And I say this every single video. I'm going to keep repeating myself, and it's not because I ignore the people that suggest stuff. I just genuinely like to know what you want to see, and apparently I can't taxi in the middle of the runway. If you have a suggestion for anything, and it is literally anything now, Sims, you know, content for Sims, places to go, etc., then tell me, and we'll see what we can do. There's been a lot of people requesting things that are completely impossible, but if you actually have a legitimate and genuine request that is completely possible, then, you know, some guy was like, can you recreate the Hudson crash? No, I can't. I'm not doing that. Number one, I'm not 12 years old, and number two, the crash detection thing, the way it works in flight sim doesn't even allow you to do it, so there you go. But yeah, normal request please. Any part of the world. That Alaska stuff that I did last week was really nice. I really enjoyed Alaska. European stuff gets a little bit samey, although someone mentioned going to Nice, which is nice. No pun intended. But yeah, stuff in Europe is a bit samey. But if you do have anywhere in Europe that you think
Flight
is
attendants,
worth
seats for
visiting,
takeoff,
then
please.
you know we'll have a look at it.
Before
But
takeoff,
I want to
check
venture further afield. I want to see what the rest of the globe
Brake
is like.
temperature,
checked.
brake fans,
All
Primarily
off.
being from the
Engine
UK,
motor.
I am sick
Check
of the
normal.
sight of the
TCAS.
UK, even though this flight is going straight in to the UK.
TA
Although it's going
RA
into my
tilde above.
local, which
exterior lights,
makes it a little bit more bearable.
Set
I'm just
on.
waiting for
Sliding
something
tables.
new to come out. You
Stone.
know, like, do you ever? It's a bit
Checklist
difficult
complete.
to say this without sounding a little bit arrogant, but do you ever feel that, especially with with myself, I spend a lot of time on flight sim and a lot of time going to different places. It can get a little bit samey. I'm just waiting for something new to come out that I really, really like. And there's a lot of things that are in development which are going to be like that, but it's just waiting for them. Like this Airbus is beautiful, it's absolutely beautiful, but there's only so many videos I can put out on the Airbus before people start getting mad. So, you know, it's not as if like I can just quick fire through different aircraft, because there aren't that many. So, yeah. Anyway, time to depart. Runway 2, sorry, not runway 27, runway 09. Flap 3, and flex to, I think we flexed to 30. Wish us
Take
luck,
off.
even though I already know what happens,
Man,
but yeah.
flex, and SRS.
check,
And I screwed up the power there, which was
power
nice.
set, speed 1, rotate,
Bags of room. Just what I like to see. See?
Positive
Works
count.
out quite well, doesn't
Gear
it?
up.
gear up,
The departure's a bit weird.
check,
Probably because it's not actually a departure, it's just me making it up.
gears up, lights off,
A little bit bumpy. Good with that though. It's always fun to have a little bit of diverse weather.
Flaps
Flaps
2
1.
1.
speed check, flaps 1,
Now attempting to commence a left-hand turn while getting nailed by
And
turbulence.
flaps 0. Autopilot
speed
is
check,
going
flaps
on.
0,
Although I then just chickened out and
And
stuck the
the after
autopilot.
takeoff checklist, please.
engine mode selector,
Check normal.
spoilers,
Disarmed.
flaps,
Check retracted.
landing gear,
Gear up. Lights off.
exterior lights,
Set off.
packs,
Both on.
anti-ice,
All off.
TCAS,
Check.
altimeter,
1 0 2 1.
1, 0, 2, 1, check, checklist complete,
Resetting to flight level 380. See the shadow down there of the aircraft? That looks pretty cool. See those little effects on the wing? 10 points to whoever knows what that's all about. Not going to say anything, but I'm about to feature it quite heavily on the upcoming video. Okay, so 2 hours have passed, and we need to start programming the arrival even. It's runway 27 and in through the Keegan arrival for runway 27. The plan is to actually fly visual once we get below, well, I say below the cloud base, not really below the cloud base because it's scattered. So as long as I can see where I'm going and I have complete visual of the field, then I'm gonna boot the autopilot out and fly it manually. So that's the next idea. Well, not the next idea, but you know, that's the next step that we're going to take. I will explain a little bit about how it goes. So basically, the airfield is situated just on the north of the River Mersey, only by a couple of, like half a mile, something like that. And the River Mersey is quite wide, so what you do is you use the south bank of the Mersey, so the south side of the river, as kind of the point where you want to position your aircraft over, and then you follow the river round, fly over the top of something called the Runcorn Bridge, and then turn. That's your kind of base to final turn over that bridge. So if that all works out well, and you descend well, and you turn at that Runcorn Bridge, you position yourself visually inside of about 3 miles, and then you just have to land. It's pretty cool. I hear less so EasyJet Airbuses doing it than I do Ryanair. Ryanair seem to really like just getting it in as fast as they can. EasyJet are kind of a little bit more cautious, but I don't know why that is. They still do it now and again, it's just not as often as Ryanair do. But yeah, so I'm going to set up for a normal ILS approach, just in case, you know, nothing goes to plan, and then fingers crossed if it does go to plan, we won't actually need to use any of that, but we will use the ILS anyway as just to get to position really as far as altitude goes. But his descent now just start descent towards Nighton, and initially flight level 200, but we're going to aim to be about 6,000 feet over Keegan, and then just before that autopilot goes out and we will fly. Should be good fun. Okay, approaching Keegan, time to get rid of the autopilot. And see the clouds, they're really not that bad, it's pretty clear. So we're using the terrain data, not radar, terrain data, to kind of follow the river. It's not this one that's immediately in front of us, it's actually just out to the right a little bit. There's a little bit of a I'm going to call it a cul-de-sac of water because I'm not quite sure what the technical term is. But then after that, it's just out to, you can see it on the navigation display there. It's the one that's right by where Liverpool is. So, all we need to do really is fly towards Keegan, and then once we're over there we can just make a gentle right turn and fly towards that south bank, like I was saying. And we should be on the ground in about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Just enabling track IR, and with that starting the right hand turn. So this is going to look a bit cool because then I can actually have a free movement of head. Okay, honestly today I can't say things without thinking really bad things. The innuendos are real. I think, I don't know, my English today is beyond stupid. I'm usually far better at commentating on things. Oh well, never mind. Logic here is to turn right into a cloud, even though you're on a visual approach. I could have probably done without doing that, but I did it anyway and then flew straight through it. Thankfully on the other side it's quite clear, but hey ho. What I was actually doing is using the ND to point the aircraft towards the south bank. I wasn't actually looking out the window because I'm stupid. There we go. And then straight into bad visibility. But at least I know I'm heading in the right direction. It's just coming through that cloud. Once we're through it, it's fine. See, there you go. And then just a jolly towards the river.
Approach checklist.
That thing I just circled with my mouse is an airfield called Harden. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's just to the right of the mouse. What I was actually circling was the M56 motorway. Anyone that's from the northwest will know that motorway very well. If you drive, that is. You may not know it. But yeah, it's the M56. It runs straight through Chester, just north of Chester, and then out to the east towards Manchester Airport. Pretty cool. So, well, that's the way I go in when I go to the airport.
1019.
See the industrial works just ahead of us?
Attendance. Please prepare for
And if you look, you can see the coast now. You can see the way, sorry, not the coast, the south bank of the river. You can see how it kind of, in the 12 o'clock direction, it kind of loops round at the edge. That's what we're going to follow, essentially. And then you'll see the bridge in a short while. And once we're there, that's our base turn, or base to final. And then it's just down on the left, Liverpool. You can see out the left window there. Time to start nailing the speed down a little bit. Going a bit too fast. Well, not too fast. I just have to make sure that I have slowed down sufficiently, because I do not want to be making that turn at 200 plus knots. No, it's not fun. They normally go gear down over the kind of hill which is on the base turn, but yeah, that wasn't possible in this scenario because I was coming in far too fast. Good old black rendering textures. That's what I like to see. We're fully visual now, and it's just a case of flying it. Good old flying, no autopilot, just hand flying. It's the best part about it. Use the autopilot when you're in the cruise, that's what it's there for.
Speed check, flaps 1.
Just constantly looking over my shoulder to just check my distance. Visually, not looking at any sort of instruments at the moment, just making sure that I have good visuals of the aerodrome. And there's the bridge on the left, so we're going to start a gentle left turn for that.
Flaps 2.
Speed check, flaps 2.
Following the bank of the river to the left, over the top of kind of Runcorn Way. I'm going to tell you something now which probably nobody will even know what I'm talking about. If you ever watch BBC 3 back in the day, they made a show called 2 Pints of Lager and a Packet of Crisps. True story. It was filmed just below us.
Landing
Just,
checklist.
just near the bridge, just below the bridge to the west.
Down and locked.
But there's the bridge, 12 o'clock.
Ground spoilers.
There's the expressway underneath
Checked and
us.
armed.
Auto brakes.
Medium.
And
Exterior lights.
everything looks
All
perfect. If you look at the
Lower
ND,
altitude.
the glide slope diamond is fast approaching,
No
so
blue.
we can kill the altitude a little bit, or kill the descent rate a little bit. It's looking good. Everything's configured. The checklists are complete. So now, we just have to put it on the ground. To be fair, I mean, I'm going to criticize my own flying here. Did kind of level it a bit too fast.
1,000.
I should have or decreased the rate of descent a little bit sooner than waiting for it to level.
1,000.
And then,
1,000.
kind of screwed up the lineup. It was a little bit to the north of where I wanted to be. However, it was easily correctable. So I wasn't too fussed about that. But there we go. Lined up now with runway 27, a little bit low, a tad low. Speed's good though. But that's because I'm not managing it. Auto throttle is. The only thing I'm not using, and it's perfect. So, just coming over the Halewood area. I think it's called Halewood. Halewood, something like that. Altitude's nice now. We can carry on following the glide slope diamond if we need
500.
to. I want to get off at Echo if I can, which is the
400.
first rapid exit on the right. Otherwise it's all the way down to the end and it just takes a long time, unnecessary. Water brakes are medium, so we've got some good braking.
100
We'll use an
300.
MREV as well if we need to. So, here we are, just approaching decision altitude.
2 minimum.
Continue.
That's a continue call.
100. 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
And down we
Ground
go.
spoilers.
Nice firm touchdown. Slamming the nose wheel like the
Reverse
pro I
brake.
am. And there goes all of the reversers, and the auto brake is
70 knots.
kicking in. And the rapid exit that I'm talking about is just approaching
brakes
us
off.
on the right hand side, which we will take. And that is welcome to Liverpool. Just waiting for the claps from everyone, the virtual claps, although that's not going to happen because we're not in the jar design A320. But no, that was a good landing, I like that. It was a little bit firm, but
APU on.
it's not always perfect.
And the after landing checklist, please.
So the plan is to taxi right here onto Alpha and then taxi
Ground
into
spoilers.
the Tango apron.
Set off.
It's probably
Engine
one
mode
of the 50
selector.
stands, I would
Check
imagine.
normal.
Flaps.
Depends what
Check
what stand is
Decals.
occupied by the
Check
AI
standby.
traffic.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
APU.
On.
There's a
Checklist
bus
complete.
on the left. But yeah, the weather has actually cleared up quite nicely. It did forecast for scattered at 2,800 feet, which I guess is what that is. I mean, scattered is pretty vague. It's not really. Well, it's a wide spectrum. It could be, you know, anywhere in between. So here's a Tango apron here on the left. There's a guy parked on 56, I think that is. So we'll just take 52, which is the first on the left. And then we're done for the day. Oh wait, is it 54? I thought it was 52. Oh no, it's not, it's 53. Okay, I'm bad, it's 53. I thought it was 52 for some reason. Okay, so on the left here, stand 5-3. But yeah, I'm glad they brought the A318, A319 out. It's good for people like me that have the local field filled with them. The A320-21 are still phenomenal aircraft. It's just the A319 and the 18, especially the 18. The 18 is so beautiful. It's just a welcome change. So kudos to Aerosoft, did a great job. Added some really nice features. And here we are now, ready to park and switch off of the engines. There we go.
It was a nice flight.
That
So
is
let's do
that.
the parking checklist and then we are
GSX
done for the day.
inbound. Everything else is
Parking brake and chocks.
just going through the checklist and stuff like that.
And the chocks are set. Parking brakes released.
Engine master.
Both off.
Seatbelt signs.
Set off.
Beacon
That noise
lights.
is beautiful. Bing!
Set off.
Exterior lights.
Set off.
Anti-ice.
All off.
Fuel pumps.
Set off.
Checklist complete.
And there we go. Another video in the bag. Gibraltar to Liverpool is done. As I said probably several times in that video, if you have a suggestion of where to go, then please let me know. Let me know if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, tell me why. The people that dislike, okay, I don't care whether you like it or you don't, but the annoying thing is when people dislike, I never know why, and it's the most annoying thing because I don't have anything constructive to work on. So if you don't like it, say, yo man, I'm disliking this video because, you know, your landing sucked. That's fine, okay, sorry, you know, that's good. How else am I meant to know how to improve? But anyway, that's us done here. Thank you for watching as always. And until the next video, which will be very soon, take care, and if I met you at Cosford, once again, thank you very much for coming out and saying hello. It was much appreciated. Take care guys, and speak to you later. Bye bye.